So the school keeps telling students that using AI is cheating. Then the same student graduates, enters the workforce, and suddenly everyone expects them to be AI experts. That contradiction is honestly so crazy to me because in university, you're told, don't use ChatGPT, don't use AI, do everything by yourself. But when you actually start working, your boss doesn't even care whether you suffered through the tasks manually. They care whether you can get the job done well, fast, and with good judgment. And this is where I think a lot of young Malaysians are set up to fail. They follow the rules in school, avoid AI, do assignments the old way, memorize what they need to memorize, pass the exam, graduate, and then step into a job market that has already moved on. Suddenly, other candidates know how to use AI to research faster, to write better, to build faster, to analyze better, and to learn new tools quicker. And the person who followed the old rules starts to feel like he's being left behind, even though they did what they were told to do. The problem is not that students are lazy. The problem is that the education system is still treating AI like a threat, while the job market is already treating AI like a basic work tool. There is a gap here, and that gap is dangerous because the one who pays the price is not the university, it is the student. The student graduates with the cert, but without the modern work skills that the employers are expecting them to have. Now, before anyone twists this, I'm not saying students should use AI to copy-paste their assignments. That is lazy. If you ask AI to write everything for you, submit it, and you don't understand anything, that's not learning. You are not learning. You're just hiding. And one day that's gonna catch up with you. Maybe in an interview, maybe at work, maybe when someone asks you to explain your own project and you suddenly realize you don't actually understand what you submitted. Now, using AI to learn though is different. If you ask AI to explain a hard topic in simpler words, that can help. If you ask AI to quiz you before an exam, that can help. If you ask AI why your code is broken, that can help. The issue is not whether AI was being used. The real issue is whether you understood the word after using it. And this is why I think banning AI completely is lazy in education. It avoids the harder conversation. Instead of teaching students how to use AI properly, and we just scare them and say, don't touch it. But that does not prepare them for the real world. In the real world, companies are already using AI, founders are using AI, developers are using AI, marketers are using AI, even people in non-tech jobs are using AI to save time and to increase efficiency. So if schools pretend AI does not exist, they are not protecting the students, they are delaying them. The real skill here is not knowing how to use ChatGPT. That is way too basic. The real skill here is knowing what to ask, knowing how to check the answer, knowing how to spot mistakes, how to improve the output, and how to use AI inside real work. Because AI can give you answers, but it does not mean that the answer is correct. It can sound confident and still be wrong. So the future does not belong to people who blindly trust AI, it belongs to people who can think clearly with AI. This is why critical thinking becomes even more important now than ever. When AI gives you something, you still need to ask, is it true? Is it useful? Is it biased? Is this complete? What is missing? How can I make this better, right? That is the part that many people miss. They think AI make people stop thinking. Bad use of AI actually does that. A good use of AI actually forces you to think deeper and think better because now you're going to judge the output, not just accept whatever it gives you. Schools or education providers need to change the way they test students. If the assignment is just write 1,000 words about this topic, of course the students are going to use AI. That kind of homework is way too easy to fake now. Instead, students should be asked to show their process, explain your thinking, build something real, present their work, defend their choices, and apply what they learned to actual problems. If a student can use AI and still clearly explain what they built, I don't see what's wrong with that, right? Because that is a much stronger test than pretending that AI was never used in the first place. Employers also need to be honest. You cannot keep saying, we want AI-ready talent, but give young people no training, no standards, no examples of what good AI use looks like. A fresh grad is not magically going to know how to use AI professionally just because they opened ChatGPT before. There is a big difference between playing with AI and using it to produce real work. So if you're a student or a fresh grad or a career switcher, my advice is pretty simple. Don't wait for the system to catch up. Use AI, but don't use it to hide. Use it to understand things much faster. Use it to build projects. Use it to practice your interviews, to improve your resume, to learn coding, to learn design, to learn marketing, whatever skill that you're trying to build. But after AI helps you, close the tab and explain in your own words. If you cannot explain it simply, you don't understand it, and then that defeats the whole purpose. And if you are applying for jobs, please don't just write, I know AI in your resume, okay? That phrase is going to become completely meaningless very soon because everybody can say that they know AI. Very few people can prove it. So what you gotta do is you gotta show what you built with AI, show how you use AI to solve a problem, show how you use it to learn faster or create something useful. Because in this job market today, you need to show proof for what you're doing. So the schools that ban AI completely are preparing students for a world that no longer exists. Students who use AI blindly are preparing themselves to be replaced. And the companies that expect AI skills without training people are also part of the problem. AI is not going to go away, I promise you that. The question is whether you use it like a shortcut or you use it like a skill. Because if you use it like a shortcut, that's going to make you much weaker. So don't use AI to avoid thinking. Use it to think better. Don't use it to fake a skill. Use it to build a skill. And if your school is not teaching you yet, you may need to start teaching yourself.